Ladies and gentlemen, who am I kidding? It's really gentlemen. What fucking girl watches this? Today is a Premier League prediction video, which therefore means that you are all going to hate me by the end of this. As you can see, I've got the green screen out quite fucking clearly. Sometimes I can actually have quality content. That's a picture of Susan Boyle. Let's move. So the Premier League prediction video. Now, I'm not gonna lie. You've already seen this video quite a few times, so I'm sure my video won't be any more special to what you've already seen. This microphone may get in the way, but I spent like £600 on this, so I'm gonna fucking use it. Anyway, football, into that kind of stuff, yeah? First things first, give me your predictions down below in the comments of who you think will be down in the Premier League, and why is it Burnley? You know what? I've seen so many of these videos, yeah? No one said Burnley. I'm a Burnley fan, and I don't know why the hell you're putting us down. Sean dashing into our football. It's too cold, bro. Murky, innit? I'm never saying that ever again. But this is a video about opinions, and I want you to put your opinions down below in the comments. And if I disagree, then that's just fucking beautiful karma, isn't it? Granted, you are not going to agree with everything in this video. That's just not how the internet works. But if you do disagree, just deal with it, really. There's not much you can really do. Quick sponsor. Right now, the transfer window is going on, and there's so much happening right now. Unless if you're a Burnley fan, nothing ever happens. Sometimes you may just need an app on your phone to keep you up to date with all the football news. This video has been kindly sponsored by OneFootball for the best minute-by-minute football news on the market for any football club across the world in any league you can keep up to date. Just simply log in, and at all times for any general news or for your own football club, whichever way you see fit, just put down what teams, what leagues you want to keep up to date with, and you'll be notified at all times for as many leagues as you want, or only one if you're a one-club man. It's also great to use for updates and lineups as the game's happening. Download OneFootball down below at top of the description for iOS or Android completely free. And hope you enjoyed the video. Let's stop waffling, shall we? So here's me live at WETHERSPOONS, and let me give you my 20th place for the Premier League this season, who I think will come absolutely dead last. And I feel really sorry about this because they actually did do quite well. This is after the first run of games, and I think as Watford, no, my mind hasn't changed. Now, you may disagree. And you know what? I think it's really hard to try and say who I think will go down this year. I think it's really hard. But Watford, I'm not a big fan of their attack. I don't think they have really an insane midfield. I think their defense is decent, but I just can't see it. They've got a manager that no one really knows of, and odds are will be sacked before Christmas. I just don't have a good vibe with Watford. And even though they may have some good moments, they can be good in their day, I just think consistency will come to them. I don't think they'll score enough goals, and I think that they will go down for that reason. Number 19. And I don't want you to think this is a boring, promoted teams go down kind of video, because I don't think that. I think Brentford and Norwich are very good teams, and I think they should be alright, okay? Two teams I think will go down are teams that were already in the Prem last year. And I think number 19 will be, I think it'd be Southampton. And this may be really dumb. But a team that has got experience of losing 9-0 two times. I don't want to make it all about that, because they can be good in their day. But there's something not on right now. Losing Danny Ings is so big for them. And I look at their team, and their midfield, very nice. But their defense is, I don't know, man. I don't know. Hassan Hutel, I don't know if he's really that good. Like, he has his moments that he's got that thing about him, and they can go and beat a Man City or something. But defensively, it's just, defense wins titles. Defense keeps it open in Premier League, and that's what I'm going with this. And a team that has got experience and a track record of just absolutely just falling apart. They've lost Vizeh. They've got a pretty bang average goalkeeper. I think they're in trouble this year. In 18th place, I think it's hard here. And if I was not a Burnley fan, I'll put Burnley in 18th. I would if I was not a Burnley fan. But I couldn't live with myself if I put us to go down. So I'm not going to do it. And I think going down in 18th place, I think... Okay, so I've been here for the last 10 minutes thinking about who I think will go down, and I don't know. So you know when I said that I wasn't putting any more promoted teams down? Yeah, I'm doing that. Norwich. I can't think of anyone else. And if in doubt, just say Norwich are going down. I actually think you have some good players. You do play nice football. But that is the problem with your team. You guys play such nice, fancy football, but in the actual important moments, the grit and to get a goal over the line, you guys do fall flat. And I don't know if I think you guys will stay up or not. I think you can. I can't pick another team to go below you with enough conviction. I'm thinking Newcastle, I'm thinking Burnley, I'm thinking Crystal Palace. But I'm weighing up the options, and you guys have got a track record. So if in doubt, put Norwich in relegation zone. Woo! Okay, so that's the hard pot done. We got the bottom three down. That took me a long time to really think of. Let's do the rest of it now. This is much more easier. 17th, I'm going with Newcastle. I think Newcastle they've got a real bad vibe over there right now, and I think as long as Steve Bruce stays, they won't really get out of that. Callum Wilson is a fantastic footballer, but however, he's got the legs of like a packet of crisps. Walkers, okay, like it's really bad. I do expect him to get injured sometime this year. They got some great little plays here and there. Willock is a great signing. I don't think he'll be as good as he was last year, but I still think he'll be decent. And defensively, can be poor. Newcastle, I think, are going to be 17th place. 16th place, I'm going with Burnley. Literally just because of Sean Dyche and Inshallah Football. Like, literally, this is my only reason behind this. I have no other reason. Our team is literally the same thing we've had for 3 years. But with that as that same team, we've still not... Well, we've been found out. You know what you're going to get with Burnley. You know what's going to happen, but you just can't stop it. And that is set-piece football. We are prime AC Milan. Maldini and Nesta and Inzaghi. Okay, Inzaghi more like Chris Woodaghi. That's the worst joke I've ever said in my entire life. Let's move on. As a Burnley fan, I'll be honest, I'm in desperate pain here. Like, I'm in desperate pain. I just want to see some excitement. I want to see us sign a player that can give us a bit of flair, a bit of pace, can take on a man. We'll be fine. No one really cares about Burnley. Let's be f***ing real here. Number 15. That's meant to be an eagle. Crystal Palace, I think they'll be 15th. I thought they'd be a bit higher up earlier in my other prediction, but I'm putting Crystal Palace in 15th. Patrick Vieira is a poor manager, in my opinion. I don't think he's that good. But I just don't expect him to stay for that long. If he does stay for a while, I'll be surprised. Okay, they got a lot of players leaving the club, and they can definitely go down, but they've got some star power like Newcastle that they've got. You know, the Zaha, they got Eze, they've got Elise, and they got some experience in there. Zaha will drag them to a few decent points this year, and I think they'll be alright. But I am thinking it could go down as well. So really, between Burnley, Newcastle, and Palace, any 3Ds can also go down. Like any 3Ds. Now, out of the escaping relegation zone nonsense, I'm putting in 14th place. I'm going with Brentford. I really like Brentford, and you may think that I'm a bit of a hipster here, but I just like them. I like Brentford. I like the way they do things, and I think they'll be decent this year. I have no real reason to say that Brentford should be above Norwich, who won the league last year. Like, that would make a lot more sense. But I just do. And I can't really explain it. They've got a goal scorer, which I think will be better and will do good this year. And I think that they'll be a bit more tactically more sounder than Norwich. And, I mean, maybe I'll be massively wrong here, but I just see them doing decent. 13th place, I'm going Brighton. Brighton could also maybe be in a scrap at some stage, but I think they've got some decent players. A great defense. Midfield is nice and sound. Attacking-wise, still missing, like, that one clinical striker that can really push them up, but they'll be fine. I think Gross is a great footballer. Dunk is a fantastic centre-back. And I think they'll be perfectly fine this year. I think they'll have a very boring year. I think they'll be 13th, 12th, 14th. And it won't really go around, but as of right now, I'm going with 13th. 12th place, very easy. I'm going with Wolves. Wolves is just a team that I think the loss of Nuno will show. You know, it's a brand new manager. They've not lost too many players, really, and they've brought in a few which are decent. I think that the defense is really poor, and Jimenez can come back, and that's why I think they'll be 12, because I think Jimenez alone coming back, if he's the same player, then they'll be completely fine. But I think it could be a bit lower if Jimenez isn't the player that we think he still is after his injury. So right now it's 12th. They could be 16th or 15th, but I'm going to keep the faith here because I do think they've got some great players. You know, Ruben Neves and João Moutinho, Patricio and goal. They'll be fine. Number 11, still in the bottom half, only just, and I'm going with Leeds United. I don't think there'll be any serious second season syndrome. I think they'll still stay in mid-table, you know, 9th, 10th, 11th, that kind of tier. I think they'll be completely fine. Around the pitch, they got a great manager. They play very serious football. They got some nice little signings around the entire pitch, and I think that they'll be completely fine. Literally, there's not much I can really say about Leeds. I just think, as of right now, they'll just be a decent mid-table side. 10th place here, I'm going to put in West Ham United. I think that Europe with West Ham is going to end up being an issue for them. I think they're going to go really well in Europe. I expect them to do quite well in Europe. I think they'll get out of group stage, and I think they'll be in, you know, round of 32 or round of 16. I think they'll be decent, or I think they'll start off quite well. West Ham, people may think they're the same team. You're Antonio, great players. Ben Roma, fantastic player. And if they do get Lingard, they could be higher up. They could be maybe 8th or 7th. As of right now, Lingard hasn't gone, and he may not actually go back to West Ham, and they've not really made too many signings coming in. So as of right now, I'm going with West Ham 10th place. In 9th place here, and I'm going to get a lot of people give me a stick here, okay? And I could be miles off, but I actually truly believe this. I think I'm going with Arsenal. I'm going Arsenal 9th. Like, as of right now, they're in absolute disarray. Absolute disarray. I look at their defense. It's poor. They're still playing Chambers as a right back. For God's sake, it's a poor team. It really is. Aubameyang right now is potentially leaving. So is Lacazette. They've not got that cam that they really want. Smith Rowe is a decent footballer. He's a decent player. But that's the thing. I think he's decent. I don't think he's a player that should be the number 10 for Arsenal. It's just Arteta. It's just Arteta. It's clearly not working. It's clearly not. And this is after the Brentford game. But it's not just in response to that. It's last year. Like, they were around there anyway, like 9th. And at one stage in November, when Burnley beat Arsenal at Emirates, we all kind of thought they could actually be in a, you know, bottom half of the table here. They really could be. That was a realistic fear. I think you guys could be even below 9th. Honestly, I think Arsenal, this is a very fearful time for you guys. I can't see a world where you guys are currently in the top 6. I honestly can't see it. So that's where I'm putting you guys. So right now in 8th place, I'm going Everton. I think Rafa Benitez is a person that steadies a ship, that definitely sorts out a defense, and I think they'll be decent. I don't think they'll go much higher up, but they could do. You know, they may have. They got some nice little players over there. Rosset to Cavaloon and Inshallah Football. Richarlison has his quality. Digne, Michael Keane, Pickford. I think 8th place is comfortable for them. I think with Rafa Benitez, they'll be more solid at the back. They may have a few upsets this year, but other than that, I think they'll just be comfortable, like 8th place, may challenge for Europa League, and that's really it. Here we go. So in 7th place, I am going with Aston Villa. I think Aston Villa will have a very good year this year. In my early prediction, I thought they'd be like 6th, 5th. I said my big shout was them being in the Europa League, and I still think they can. However, the manager is what makes me think that maybe not yet. The defense is decent, but I don't think it's that level yet. And losing Grealish is a massive loss, and with Grealish gone, it will take some time for the new players to gel in into a new system. Now, it could be a good thing. It honestly could be a good thing that Grealish is gone, because it means that you're not over-reliant on one player, because, I'll be honest, it was at one stage just pass Butter Jack and let him do his own thing. It really was just pass Butter Jack Grealish and just see what he does. Now, with him gone, you can actually have more time to pass and give more players opportunities. Danny Ings is a great signing. Him and Ollie Watkins will be a good little duo, and they can rotate very well. And then attack 3, Buendia, Bailey, midfielder McGinn, which I really do like McGinn. I think he's a great footballer. I think they'll surprise a bit, and I think they'll be in the top half and fighting for Europa League. And as of right now, I'm putting them to be in 7th place. In 6th place, okay, Spurs or Leicester is really the only teams I'm thinking I put in here. So I'm going with Spurs right now, because I still don't know if Kane is going or staying. If he stays, then they can be 5th. I honestly can't see them breaking into that top 4. However, if he goes, then I think they'd be 6th. Maybe even 7th place. I don't think Spurs will be 10th, as what some people think, but I don't think that they'll be fighting for top 4. I think they'll be like 6th, 7th, and as of right now, I'm going with 6th. It's the defense that's my main concern for them, and I think that they will cause them a few miss-ups. They could maybe go lower down, but I'm going with 6th. So does that mean I'm putting Leicester 5th again? I don't want to, but I just can't see anyone breaking into that top 4. I can't see it. I think that if they were going to break into it again, it had to be last year, with Liverpool with their injury issues, and Chelsea and United also having their moments. If they were going to be in top 4, last year had to be the year, and they didn't do it. And now United's better. Liverpool's the same, to be fair. Chelsea's much better. So I just can't see it that they've got to go through it all over again, be consistent all over again, play it out of their skin all over again. and I just can't see it happen. I'm putting them 5th though. I still think they're a great side. I just don't think they'll be top 4. And it could be 6th or 7th place. They could be, to be fair to them. But I think they'll be fine. So that's my thoughts. And now it's time for top 4, which more so of you guys probably are actually here for. So, here we go. 4th place. I can't imagine a world, I must say one thing here, I can't imagine a world where the top 4 isn't Liverpool, Chelsea, Man U, Man City. I can't see a world where the top 4 this year isn't those 4. If it isn't one of those 4, then something has drastically gone wrong, because the quality difference, I think, is quite large between these top 4. The quality and depth is very vast between these 4 and the rest of the league. So if these 4 aren't in top 4 this year, then I don't know what's happened. Now, my job is to try and put these all in order, which is going to be tough, but I think I've done it. So, 4th place here, I am sticking with Liverpool. And I don't want to, but I think they're going to be very heavily reliant on Salah this year. I don't think Mane and Firmino are the same players they were 2 years ago. I don't think they were. And my main thing is that you can't go from how good they were 2 years ago, winning Champions Leagues, winning Premier Leagues, having a 5-year-long home record, to then lose 4 or 5 games in a row to Burnley and Brighton and Fulham, and then expect to go back to normal just because Van Dijk is back. It'll be a big part of it, don't get me wrong, but I just don't think it's realistic to think you could go from that to the mess they were last year and then back to what they were again. I think they have a few mistakes. The fans are back though, and that could be a massive factor. But if I'm looking at the signings that Man U have made, the signings that Chelsea's made, and Liverpool, they've not made any signings. They've just brought in Konate, which is a good depth signing for centre-back spots, but it doesn't really better what they already have. They need a centre mid. They're not doing that. So, again, I just think that depth could be the issue here. They've got a great team, but again, one injury or two, as we saw last year, and they could be struggling. Just because I'm putting them 4th doesn't mean that I think that they will be nowhere near winning the title, because I think it'd be quite tight this year. This is going to be a very good year. However, I'm putting them 4th just because I'm seeing some spots in the team that I think is lacking, and with no reinforcements in attack, that's why I'm putting them 4th. 3rd place, I'm going with Manchester United. Manchester United, I'm going with 3rd place, and my one reason is, and you may call me dumb, feel free, I think Manchester United have more chance of winning the Champions League this year than they do the Premier League. They seem like a team which is more than suitable to win the Champions League. If Chelsea can win it, so can they. Varane, massive sign. It will have a Van Dijk effect to what they had when they signed Van Dijk. I think it'd be that kind of player. However, consistency is still key, and midfield-wise, I don't think they'll be on top every game of the season. They're still playing the likes of Fred and McTominay, and I think that lack of quality for their second team will be shown here. They're still playing Dan James, who is a decent player, but I don't think he's a player to really fight for the title. Of course, they've got Bruno and Pogba, and they've got, well, question marks on Martial being a player that he used to be. Defensively, they are a very good team. Defensively now, it's solved. Luke Shaw, Varane, Maguire, Wan-Bissaka, great defense. I really do rate it. Winning a Premier League, as we saw with City and Liverpool 2 years ago, it's fine margins. 1 point can make a difference, and one little error can be all the difference. And I think the midfield will be the downfall of Manchester United this year. Again, same as Liverpool, I don't think there'll be a lot in it, but with how I see it, with what other teams have done signing wise, it's going to be really hard. So I'm going Man United, 3rd place. 2nd place, and 1st place really, it's between City and Chelsea. I think it's really only between Chelsea and City for this year, and it will be tight. It will be, because Chelsea making the signing of Romelu Lukaku is so good. I'm actually very impressed by what they've done. They are a winning football club, and a Premier League with Chelsea usually happens every 3-4 years. Now, if we put Chelsea's, City's, Liverpool's, United's main 11 up against each other, any team can beat anyone, and the second team is the strongest between City and Chelsea. That's how I see it. City won the league last year without even having a proper out-and-out striker, really. Like, Aguero was barely even there. You had Gabriel Jesus, and he won the league so easily. And they did also have a bit of a shaky spot, you know, start of the year, and he still won it so easily. It was very stupid how it happened, really. This is going to be a proper title race. A serious title race. And City should win the league. City should win the league, in my opinion. With their depth, look at their bench. It's ridiculous. And they brought in Jack Grealish on top of that as well. They brought in Jack Grealish, man. Like, that's ridiculous. And that is a safe bet because they should win the league. And the question mark I'm thinking now is, will they bring in Harry Kane? If they bring in Harry Kane, I don't know. Every single prediction I've seen so far has put City to win the league. But here at the Vizeh YouTube channel, we do things a bit differently. Chelsea to win the Premier League this year. I just think it's bound to happen. Chelsea always win the league every 4 or 5 years. They always get it done. They brought in Lukaku. Their defence is solid. They've beat City so many times. They've got them in their pocket. Pep Guardiola will go for the Champions League. And I think he'll do it, okay? Chelsea to win the Premier League, because I would rather see Chelsea win the league than City. It's 50-50. Honestly, it's 50-50. Probably more 60-40 for City. Let me get one thing straight. It's a billionaire versus a billionaire. There's no real glory, like, you know, underdog story here. Let me get one thing straight here. But I do like to see a different team win the league every now and then. And I want to see Chelsea win it. So, Chelsea first, City second. And it probably will be City. But just because I want to go up against the grain, I'm going against all my reasons, and I'm going with Chelsea. If you guys do enjoy, smash the like button and also subscribe if you're new. This has been my Premier League prediction. Don't get too mad at me. It's only a digital screen. Okay? I'll see you next time. Stay safe, and wish me luck for the comments. Peace out.